What's going on, everybody? My name is Matt from Matt Does Everything, and we are back in the world of Kah'Nnon with this incredible party that I have assembled. Say hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Incredible. That was only two people that spoke, but that's okay. Today, we're doing something a little bit different. It's going to be a bit of a shorter session, mostly because I didn't quite find the time to write this session as much as I wanted to in the last 2 weeks. It's been really busy. So instead, we're going to introduce the role play of the party all meeting with each other. In the last session, everyone had ended either in front of or heading towards the Midnight Jewelers, the shop that Thromir's wife owns. And following that, when that naturally degrades and the characters all prepare to move on to the next steps, we will then shift from that to a question and answer session from both those viewing this and to my players to ask me any questions that they have pertaining to the world, to the story, to clarify anything that's happened. I'll try my best not to reveal any secrets going forward, but I do want
You
to
don't have to try too hard.
give everyone the opportunity to ask any questions that they may have for clarification or about anything happening in the world, because it would help clarify things. So with that being said, we're gonna get into things. Yeah, everybody good with that? Anybody got anything else to? Everything good with that? Cool.
I'm ripping out. You can do your input.
Your what? Oh, I'm having problems with
He
with professors.
said, "I'm ready now. You can do your intro."
Oh, okay, cool. I'm appreciative of your readiness. Intro's been secured, so no worries. All right. Who wants to tell me about what happened last time? I think Renvier
You
would.
just told us what
No.
happened.
I said where we ended last time. I meant a recap of the last session. I think Renvier would be the best option for that, but anyone else can take a stab if they'd like to.
Use a hammer, so I'm not very good at stabbing.
You're a blacksmith. Do better.
Yeah, that's why I use a hammer.
I can't remember where we opened. Oh no, I remember where we opened.
Take
We
it
opened
away.
on Renbeer in the church, casting
Oh yeah.
detect magic and getting the yeeted
Then
to
got yoinked.
another plane of existence. And then we switched over to Regulus we switched to Bromir at the shop, and he was helping his wife do some things, and we found out some information there about some steaks, not the meat kind,
Oh,
the
God.
metal kind. And he would decided to go ask someone else some questions. And Renbeer, he decided to go ask Renbeer some questions because he didn't know that Renbeer was in the Upside Down. And the Silencer went and met with her boss, who is an absolute peach. Love that man.
He's a very well-mannered man.
And he gave her a job, and she made her way to try to find Regulus, whom she found. But
doing a
at the
sneak.
same time, Regulus was talking to Thromir's wife about some enchantment things that were given to him on the house, so long as he did a job for her, which was to contact the little moon elf child that's been hanging out in the slums.
That's a pretty good breakdown. Congratulations.
Wait, there's more.
There is more.
Remember, cast detect magic and summon some weird fey demons, and now the world is gonna end.
Who said that?
God.
I don't think God said that. I've met the
Yeah.
man.
I definitely think we can blame this all on Renver.
Yeah,
Agreed.
they did say you summoned me, so.
Curious and curious. All right. Well, as mentioned, the ending of the last session upon Renvir's successful dealings with whatever entities he had come across down in the church in the parish ward.
Fucking intimidated them back to wherever the fuck they came from.
Yeah, you did.
I'm so proud.
Be gone, thought,
Be gone.
and they began.
And thus they began.
Begont.
They left.
Beget.
It was upon that time that Renvir and Thromir began to head up towards the Midnight Jewelers upon learning of Alithra's strange order that had come in regarding 14 silver stakes, intricately inscribed with runes similar to that of the Magic Circle spell. It was understood that these were used by monster hunters who focused on the ley line pollution creatures, the pollutants that come from the intermingling of differing ley lines, and used them as a means of locking down these sorts of creatures. But 14 of them is a very large amount. And it is highly suspicious because they paid in pure platinum. And so as a result, Renvir, along with Thromir, were returning up to the upper districts, to the Mage Quarter, where the Midnight Jewelers was. However, already there, after having made a certain agreement with the proprietor, Regulus stepped out onto the street, and across the way, in a darkened alley, stood a familiar face, and one that did not seem very happy. And so that is where we'll pick up this session, Regulus, as you are stepping out of the Midnight Jewelers across the street in an alleyway that you had stood and waited for a measure of time. Now stands another familiar figure.
Shit. Just looking at the expression on her face, I'm thinking, I do.
Well, speaking of expressions, the Silencer, what are you, what emotions are you holding right now, exteriorly?
She has a look of determination on her face.
Determination. Very well.
And she has singled him out as the focal point of that determination.
Of course, of course. So, Regulus, you would see an intense look of focus that is solely focused on yourself right now.
I'm gonna slowly start making my way towards my doom. And then, can I make like a perception check to gauge how determined she is on a scale from stone shoes in the water compared to lighting myself on fire?
That would be
Like how
more.
severe it looks?
That would be closer to an
Or insight
insight check. We will let the Silencer describe based on the result.
19.
19? Bees, describe to me your surface thoughts in a way that would seem to be just underneath the cracks, if that makes sense.
context, the last time she saw you, you were Ridbeer. And so
Correct.
now she didn't know there was a connection there. And now she's caught you at this shop. And so she has questions, not necessarily that you're in trouble, but you would know that she's not one to let questions linger. She's definitely one to go find answers, and right now you hold those answers.
Alright. That kind of eases Regulus to where he doesn't walk with so much of a heavy load on his shoulders, but more of a negotiating standard than a hostile takeover, if that makes sense. I'll get closer and closer to D, say, I assume you have questions? Because right now I look more like a target of your prey than I do a friend right now.
I kind of close my eyes and shake it off for a second and remind myself that this is my friend. We like this man. So we will just cool it, scale it back a little. And I think, yes, starting with why the fuck you looked like the captain of the Royal Guard.
Well, I had to do a little bit of shopping for someone special, and most of the time, it's easier to be someone else than being myself, getting around in these parts. But a question for a question, if I may. Why were you with the captain of the Royal Guard?
He and I were investigating the church in the ward that I forgot.
The parish ward.
The parish ward.
Did you find anything useful for your investigation?
How do you know Renvir? She is not gonna.
We're getting off topic.
Well, you
It's
did say
my
a question for a
question.
question.
It's my turn.
The man is known to come to the gladiator pits and, well, you know my history. I spend more time there than I do anywhere else. You seemed familiar with him. Not just we're co-workers. More like there's something else.
Yes, we found things of interest in the church.
D, you don't want to tell me?
He and I have been comfortable with each other in the past.
Comfortable, you say?
Yes.
I don't mean to be invasive about this, but there's some similarities that caught me off guard when I actually took a look at you two side by side. This comfortableness didn't happen to be 10 plus years ago, would it?
Was 6 years, 3 months, and 22 days ago.
But no one's counting.
Shh. She's his. A fact he is not aware of, and I would keep it that way until I can trust him not to immediately take her to the guard and have her raised, well, here.
I can guarantee you this. If he did try such a thing, no god, no demon would stop me from getting in his path. This city is a golden cage. It's still a cage.
Regulus, as you say that line, the no god, no demon would stop me. You hear in the back of your head, almost as though a voice is speaking from the base of your skull, in a dark, gritty voice. But it would be fun if they tried.
Hearing that voice, Regulus is just gonna freeze up for a second. And in his head, he's gonna say, I thought you had gone quiet.
You've said nothing to interest me.
If D is right there in front of me, she'd notice my cackles would rise a little bit.
I'm immediately gonna look up and around.
You make a perception check.
Wuggy.
Or alternatively, an insight check.
Yeah.
You will get different responses.
I'm gonna do perception.
Okay.
Okay, that was almost bad. 19.
19. On a 19, you you notice Regulus kind of stiffen. He freezes mid-sentence for a second, and you see that his body kind of tenses for just a moment. And you, recognizing the signs of someone who is suddenly on alert, instantly take a step back, expand your view, try and get an understanding of what caused it. And on a 19, you don't notice anything around you, but you do notice that Regulus's body movements have now become a bit more introspective instead of extrospective. Almost like his shoulders are a bit more together, his arms are a little bit more closer to his chest. That is what you will notice on a 19.
You're all right.
Yeah, just the nerves going on right now with the city being tense, and now hearing that. Well, it's a bit of a shock, but not the worst thing. But no, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Why were you in there? And she's gonna nod towards the shop, the Elithris shop.
Oh. Well, I had recently gotten a good donation from a lovely patron of mine. And I decided to go shopping for the little one to celebrate this new festival. And I thought, well, I get her little trinkets every now and then, favorite foods, favorite desserts. But I wanted to get her something that was a bit more special and something that could help her safety a little bit. And I'll admit, I was confused when I walked into the shop. I don't pay attention to many things in my life. But one thing that caught me off guard was seeing another moon elf in the city. What caught me more off was that the moon elf's daughter looked a lot like someone I know. And then he's gonna look at her for any sign of reaction.
If the silencer is going to attempt to hide their emotion, it will be an insight check versus deception.
No.
Okay.
She tenses in the face a little bit. But she just says, I left them years ago. I've not seen them since I left. I knew she was in the city. I didn't know she was here. But that's my sister. I assume a daughter of her own.
Yes, she's the wife of the blacksmith who commissioned my axe. Have you heard of Thromir? Short, dwarf-looking fella.
Yes. He's under the mentorship of that hot-headed thing that works in the shop.
I'm assuming he did something to annoy you, given that that's your reaction.
He just needs to school himself when he's around the king's men.
Well, it's nowhere the common man that's given the circle that the king keeps. It's hard to avoid tensions rising. I think there's maybe one person on the entire council I can stand, with you being included. But she asked me for. I asked her to get me something, and she didn't ask for payment. She asked for a job instead when she found out I was from the South Wall.
What could she possibly have to do with anything of the South Wall?
Well, at first I thought she wanted me to murder the competition, but then it turned out to be a lot worse than that. There have been rumors about a moon elf, little girl in the South Wall. And I only know of one. But I'm confused at how the hell they noticed her, because she doesn't leave the house unless disguised with Maeve and myself included, and we don't look like ourselves. So, guessing they don't have a general idea, but still she asked to find out about her. And she said something that made me pause for a second about there's not many moon elves left in this world, in this city. And they talked about letting her go to get an education, to socialize, and it struck with me for a second because this life that we have right now, it's something, but I don't want this to be the only thing she ever knows.
It won't. You know what we're working towards. What I'm killing myself for.
As the silencer says that, Regulus, in the back of your mind, you once again hear these dark, guttural whispers that are getting a little bit louder, but not anything overwhelming. They just kind of go, but what's changed in the last year, two? You still fight in the streets? You still entertain me well enough? She could be next, too.
At that point, a growl will echo from Regulus himself, speaking out loud, and said, and he'll kind of shift into his more bestial form, with his claws extending and more fur coming out, and his eyes going a bit of a yellowy.
Okay.
He'll say, like hell you will.
Above table, do I know that this person talks to him?
That would be between you two. Regulus,
We didn't talk about it.
would you have ever told the silencer about who speaks to you?
We didn't ever talk about a voice. We only ever talked about the thing needing reset. So completely up to you, but it will.
I don't think Regulus would have, because he feels so indebted to Dee as it is, to where he doesn't want to burden her anymore. Because in his mind, monsters don't deserve that kind of pity.
Okay.
She says,
It's freaking good.
"What do you mean? It's not gonna change. It's gonna change. Things are gonna."
His only response that you would have heard is like hell it will.
Yeah, and I had just said, "You know what I'm killing myself for."
Okay, I apologize. Please continue.
No, I know what you mean. It's just, what is the end goal? Because we just keep doing this, and there's more for us out there. You shouldn't have to keep risking yourself on mission after mission. Not somebody's weapon.
You see a rare moment of vulnerability with Dee, and she says quietly, "Right now, it's all I know to be."
But that's not all you're capable of. If you were just a weapon, you wouldn't have risked your lives for these last years. Your daughter. You wouldn't have entrusted her to somebody else so you could provide for them. You wouldn't send money every time you can. You wouldn't check on them. You wouldn't have saved somebody who sees themselves less as a person, more of a beast and a monster. You are more than what you think you are, than what they tell you.
"3 months. Give me 3 months, and then I kill the High Sorcerer and we get out."
Like, Regulus will start to return from his regular beast form. Like, you could have told me we kill him today, and I would have said yes.
The silencer. Can you make me a wisdom saving throw?
Okay. I'm not too good at those, Lappy. Wisdom,
Sorry, what did you
wisdom.
call me?
Slappy.
Oh, okay. Just trying to understand.
Natural 20.
Natural
Oh,
20.
For 21.
Let me review how the spell works. Give me just a second.
Take
Oh,
half
shit.
damage, which is 700 points of damage.
No, there's no damage involved here.
Emotional damage.
Give me just 1 second.
1.
When you utter the words, "I'll kill the High Sorcerer," there is an instant in your thoughts that... The best way to describe this is when you, as an individual, speak in your own thoughts, you hear your own voice. And so it's almost like there is a persona of yourself that you speak to, or that you speak as, within your mind, to kind of organize thoughts, think about things. In that split instance that you uttered those words, something in the back of your mind moved that was not you.
Gonna compartmentalize that away for a minute.
Absolutely.
And I'm gonna say, what do you know of Renvir's character of late?
Well, what I can tell you, based off what I've seen him fight, is that he's a hell of a warrior and takes his job seriously. And he seems to be living up to expectations given what his sister is capable of. But I don't know. It seems like there's more to the Captain of the Guard than what everyone knows. Seems there's something hiding behind that badge of honor he carries around. Why?
Nothing. Never mind.
No. You asked for a reason.
I just want to know if he's worthy of her.
I don't know if anyone will ever be worthy of her.
You might be a bit biased, Regulus.
Oh, extremely. But at the end of the day, that's up to you. And I can promise you this. If he does try anything, we'll kill him.
I think that might be easier for you than for me.
Again, on mentioning fighting and or killing Renvir, that voice kind of, yes, let's do it.
Would you shut the hell up?
Do you need to be reset?
No. No. No.
Your temper seems closer to the surface.
I think it's just high tensions right now with everything going on in the city. And it worries me a little bit because even the underground has gone quiet. And when I was disguised as Renvir earlier, this upper district just feels so lifeless. There's a decent amount of people around, but it feels like you're walking an empty street with how people don't talk or make any sort of conversation. At first, I thought it was just because Renvir was an ass, but I turned into a different disguise and nobody still talked. It just feels like a ghost town, even with all these bodies in it.
Maybe we'll move up our timeline.
That wouldn't be the worst thing. Me and Maeve have put some money aside for a while now.
As have I. You
just
know
don't know where we go.
You know how I don't like to go against plans.
I'm well aware.
Give me a few days to set things right.
Okay. And I want you to know, no matter what happens, I got your back.
I know. But if anything happens to me, you stick to the plan, okay? You know where everything is. Get her out and live peacefully.
As you both are talking, this discussion starting to get a little bit more into the ideals of the future. The silencer, you are facing the street, the alley entrance, with Regulus being in front of you. You catch the familiar glimpse of full armor. It catches the sun at this point reaching somewhere around 3, if not 4 o'clock. Long past the high noon, has now drifted a decent ways across the sky. And so the sun catches the glint of this male rather well. Renvir, Thromir, you both have arrived in the Mage's Quarters. The Midnight Jewelers rests on the edge of this district in town, closer to the Aterkin River on the upper parts, closer to the Great Lift, though not closer to the main Zenith thoroughfare. So you guys have walked into the Mage's Quarters a fair distance. The store seems open. You see no one necessarily going out and about other than the typical mages you may find in the Mage's Quarters. I'm presuming you're both going into the store proper?
That's what we're here for.
All right. You both step inside. The familiar ring of the door, Thromir, echoes across the space, and you hear from the front counter, your wife standing there now organizing some paperwork, says, "Ah, husband, you've returned, and with, oh goodness, Captain, it's a pleasure to see you in the store."
Can I polymorph into a mouse and go listen?
You absolutely can polymorph into a mouse and go listen.
Thank you.
I will need you to make a stealth check using the stats of a mouse.
Oh, well, I was gonna ask Regulus to put me in his pocket.
Okay. So Regulus is gonna carry a mouse in his pocket and then walk back into the building?
Yeah.
Also, doesn't polymorph change your mental stats?
No.
No, it changes your physical stats.
Okay.
It also changes your mental stats.
Oh, it's wild shape that doesn't change it. Okay.
Yeah.
But I can still listen.
You could have like a 3 intelligence.
It's fine. Who needs a 3?
You retain your memory. You retain the memories, though.
That's kind of funny.
You retain all your memories
yeah,
and everything. You just your stats become that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, I want to be a crow, and I want to sit on his shoulder.
Okay. You're going to
Crow.
become a crow, You're going to sit on Regulus's shoulder. Regulus, what are you doing as the silencer asks you to follow them? As she polymorphs herself into a bird.
Here we go again. And then he's gonna go into the shop, or at least be a little stealthy.
Okay,
Well,
so
I
you're
guess
going in
before I
as
go-
Regulus?
Now, hold up. Before I
Okay.
go into the shop, I'm going to use my telepathic to talk into her mind and say, okay, give me 1 call if I need to be myself, 2 calls if I need to be somebody else.
What are the mental stats of a mouse right now?
Crow.
I thought it
Crow,
was a crow.
I'm sorry. What are the mental stats of a crow?
Oh no, they're smart.
Just gonna double check
Their
this real quick.
intelligence is, I think, like a 6.
We'll take the stats of a raven. Your intelligence is a 2.
Oh.
We'll work with something.
Oh wow, Crow really isn't in there. That's stupid.
Yeah. We'll
Because
go with,
ravens are better.
we'll use the
Crows
stats
are
of a
smarter.
we will use the
No,
stats
they're not.
of a raven. You will still be a crow for thematics.
Okay.
Regulus, are you walking into the store with this crow on your shoulder that
Has not caught it
Talk-
yet.
has not caught
Regulus
it
talked to
yet?
the crow first. Like,
No, I
1
got her to
call for
call
Regulus.
twice.
You called twice? Okay. Regulus is going to turn.
Into Redveer.
Oops,
That'll work.
not again.
Did I see Renville go into the shop?
You
Or
did
no?
not. I don't believe
Oh.
you would have.
Oh,
I
no,
believe
you
this
didn't.
would have been an instant reaction on the silencer's part of quick, go back into the store, and then instantly polymorphed. Is this incorrect?
Well, he told me to be somebody else. So I'm going to go with my disguise I had last session that was not Renville.
Okay. Do you mind describing them again?
NPC number 4.
Right. Generic NPC number 532. Understood. So you will step back into the store as Thromir and Renvir. You are greeted by Elithra. Says, who said, "Oh, Captain, hello."
Elliot,
Yeah, so-
has the person who ordered the steaks been here yet? Please tell me no.
Yes, they were here about half an hour ago.
You happen to remember what they looked like?
They were rather heavily cloaked. I don't.
Okay, could you please explain everything about those steaks to Captain right here, please?
Hold on, just and you see that she's gonna look past you both to the third person who's walked into the store, this one with a live bird, and says, sir, is there anything I can help you and your familiar with? This will take a moment.
Hello there. I'm just browsing around for now. I heard this was the best shop in town.
Oh, well, that's very kind. Okay. If Thromir, if you will take the fair captain into the back room, I will grab Silwyn and have her watch the counter, and we can discuss this in length. That.
Yes.
Okay. And you see she will round the counter to go towards the upward staircase, or actually to pass into the back room and go upstairs.
Okay, I will take Renver back to the workshop side of the house, kind of thing.
All right.
Or the workshop half.
Renvir, you were led back into a decently sized, not exactly spacious, but more akin to an integrated bedroom of sorts, perhaps, that has 3 or 4 tables that are strewn with tools, jewels, metals, books, inscriptions, various sorts of things that enchanters use regularly in order to impart magical properties onto weapons. The other thing you see is a staircase that you catch a glimpse of Lithra going up as she's calling out for Thromir's, for their daughter, in order to have Silwyn come downstairs and watch the front counter.
Renbeer has never been in this shop.
Yes, absolutely.
And has never met her.
That is also correct. You're the captain of the Royal Guard.
I don't remember why we're here. After seeing her, I don't remember why we're here.
You look extremely shocked.
My mind is buzzing with what the fuck?
Romeo has game.
Hell yeah.
No, not, I mean, probably that thought might come later, but
no,
because of what she looks like. And
correct.
Who she looks like.
That is correct. You see, in essence,
Thanks, Regulus. You got my back.
Some form of a duplicate. Though obviously of a different age, though it's hard to tell with elves. And very certainly of a different demeanor, to say the least. But after a few moments, you will see, prattling down the stairs is a... I think we said early teenage years.
Like
13, 14, yeah. A early teenage moon elven girl. She's dressed in a familiar robe to you as captain of the city guard. You recognize the uniforms of the Ecliptic Academy, the magical academy to be found here in the Mage's Quarters. The face of this girl has many similarities to her mother, but just as many similarities to her father. As she kind of wanders by and says, excuse me, sir. And you see that she'll kind of worm her way past you to go back out of the workshop and into the front. As Elithra steps down, and kind of like brushes off the work apron that she had and says, so this is about the Order of the Silver Spikes?
Yes. I had a feeling, so I followed up on some things, and now I'm even more worried than I was originally.
All right. Give me a moment to pull records of the Order. You see that she'll turn to a bookshelf that seems to be covered in not quite leather, but more of a I want to say manila folder, but that's not really a thing in this sort of case. But it's like thin leather folders that are full of different paperworks. In the front of house, Regulus, disguised as you are, the silencer on your shoulder, you would both witness the workshop door open, and out from it comes a significantly shorter version of the proprietor of the store, as she says, sorry, Mother didn't tell me we had someone here. She just asked me to watch the counter. Is there anything I can help you with, sir?
Dude, I'm just browsing for now. Do you mind if my bird steps off my shoulder for a little bit on the counter for a while? He's bone.
Sure. Just make sure that they don't touch anything that could hurt them. We do enchant weapons and that sort of thing. So as long as they don't get hurt, it's perfectly fine. And stay away from the sealed cabinets. Those contain. Mom says they're dangerous things, but that they just look like regular enchanted things to me. But of course, that's absolutely fine.
The crow silencer is going to
The crowlancer?
regard crowlancer is going to regard Silwyn.
She
probably looks a lot like your daughter, but blonde.
well, and
She
I will say from your memories, excuse me, I don't mean to interrupt. But from your memories, she looks very much like the few siblings that you had back at home. She bears your lineage very well. But continue.
And she's going to kind of hop around. And is the girl watching the crow, or is she doing something else?
She pays attention to you. Let me go ahead and just make a roll. Let me just make a roll real quick to see what she's interested in right now.
I was about to say, does it help if I distract her a little bit by playing my old man part?
You can certainly try that. If you would like to give me a performance check, I can absolutely roll this with a
I'm down.
A dissonance in roll. You will have
24?
to tell me what you're doing.
I think it's gonna be old man falls into a shelf and it's like, oh fuck.
Oh goodness, sir. Are you okay? And you see she'll round the counter and begin
I'm
paying
up the
attention.
stairs.
There are no stairs in the front of shop. There is a door leading to the workshop. So you're going to, as a crow, push your way into the door.
Yep.
All right.
Crows are big ass birds.
I recognize that fact.
This is also a dwarven door.
No, that's not what I mean. Renvir, Thromir, you hear a yeah. Are you ramming the door, or are you just trying to push it open?
No, I'm just like, whoosh.
Okay, I'm going to need a strength check then.
Okay. As a crow.
As a
Reagan.
crow.
Your strength is what? 2?
I probably have a strength as like.
Your strength is -4, yeah.
I love this for me.
Just roll an at 20 for a 16 total.
Yeah. 11.
11. Okay. Okay. Because you succeeded in pushing the door, you also have to make me a sleight of hand check. It's dexterity. You have a +2 as a crow. But this isn't going to be at any form of disadvantage. I guess it could be stealth, too, but it doesn't matter. The number's the same. As you were presumably trying to get in here without catching attention.
18.
Wonderful. Thromir, you're a craftsman. There is absolutely no reason for the doors in your house to squeak. Ever. So, what is the passive perception of Renvir and Thromir?
13.
12 and 13. You both are watching Alithra as she is working through these different folders that you don't quite notice. The very subtle opening of the door behind you, the very soft scuffling of hops of a Crowlancer sneaking their way into this back room. You see Alithra stands up straight with one folder in her hand, kind of flips through it for a second, and then moves over to one of her work tables and kind of brushes the tools aside to set them down and says, right. Someone ordered 14 silver spikes, about each one being about 1 to 2 feet long, engraved with magics such as Magic Circle. They paid in full platinum. The amount coming to I have written here 5 platinum currently. And they gave the name John Doe. For their order.
And just kind of stares at her for a minute.
And you see she kind of... Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Clears his throat. Is this... Excuse me, I apologize. Is this an order that you've filled before?
No apologies necessary. I can understand that moon elves such as myself aren't necessarily common in the city. But as quality, yes. Those who do pollutant hunts often come to pick up 2 or 3, but quantity-wise, it is a bit of an abnormality. I've never filled an order of this size before.
These are normally used to bind a creature to a location, correct?
Yes, as I've been described by the few pollutant hunters that have come into my shop seeking these, if one manages to successfully impale a pollutant with one such spike, it invokes a similar effect of an inverted magic circle, which causes them to only be able to remain within the space of which the stake occupies, and so they cannot, they are effectively frozen, is the idea.
A number of them be driven into, say, the ground in some sort of pattern to create an area that would bind things to it.
She's gonna make a roll real quick. She kind of thinks about it.
Yeah, because that was my first thought. I didn't even think about stabbing something with one of these things.
And you see that she kind of puts a hand to her chin and says, I suppose it's possible. They can act as anchor points. I'm not sure how well they would work in tandem, but theoretically, if one had a proper formation, but you must understand that the spell itself, Magic Circle, is very, very specific. You're talking exact parameters, exact measurements. If there's just one out of place, it can cause an ordeal.
Let's assume that the person doing this is capable of such a thing.
Theoretically, it's possible.
Would they be arranged in such a similar pattern, and then the magic reversed to bring something to it rather than to bind it?
Well, the spell Magic Circle does not bring anything to it. It either acts as protection from exterior forces, or acts as a trap for interior forces. So, the Magic Circle spell does not act as a summoning ritual, if that's what you're referring to. It is more for protection or imprisonment, depending on what the purpose of it is that you seek. I'm afraid I'm a little confused. Thromio, this is the second time that you've brought this up. Is there something going on that I should be aware of?
I don't know yet. I'm not fully certain. I know that there are things happening that I don't understand, but I don't know what they mean yet.
Well, that's cryptic.
I don't mean to be.
If there were... No, these things are pretty, good sized, aren't they? Like, they're not small.
No, they are a foot to 2 feet long. They are meant to be driven into something and not leave it.
And you have no better record of this person who ordered these?
Captain, I know that you spend a lot of time in the upper districts protecting the king, acting as his left hand. But within the mages district, privacy is almost enforced. The the Archmage specifically, there's no questioning those who come seeking. It is only whether or not I or the district can supply. We do not pry into matters that are outside of our household. It's not only to keep customers safe, but to keep ourselves safe as well. Renvir, of course, because of your position, you know that on occasion there have been known to be incidents in the mages' quarters that are that have led to a death, but the guard and the royal guard are specifically kept out of it for the mages' quarters to self-manage.
It's the fucking Wild West out here.
Correct.
Has this customer ordered these before?
I've never met them
It's
before.
the first time.
This is a first, yes. Are you thinking that someone is going to attempt to create a 14-pointed magic circle?
Partly, I'm more worried about them stabbing and, who knows, controlling 14 things.
Well,
or using it as a circle to protect themselves from a giant force that they've summoned to destroy everything.
I mean, if that were the case, I don't see why they would need the spikes. Anyone with the capacity to cast the spell can make one of whatever size they want. They just need time. And there is no control that comes with the magic circle. It is only reciprocal for, as I mentioned before, protecting or imprisoning. There is very little that these do other than bind. Whether that is binding yourself for protection or binding whatever it is that you are stabbing with a 1 to 2 foot spike so that it doesn't move. I really don't understand why the rise for panic. This could simply be a hunter making sure that they're stocked for some event, something.
True. But if you're always prepared for the worst case scenario, you're either right or you're pleasantly surprised.
We're going to talk about that demeanor later.
Oh, he in trouble.
Just trying to keep my family safe, gosh. I'm just a cop.
But if you worry about everything you come across, you'll spend the rest of your life worrying.
I'm a father. I'm going to spend the rest of my life worrying.
Right, but what you worry about...
Gets it.
What you worry about is the safety of your daughter, not the safety of everything. It seems to be your prerogative right now. There's a difference between worrying and over-worrying. If you go looking...
Very good at that one.
If you go looking for trouble in everything you find, of course one day you're going to find it. But you can't spend your days... And you see these two just begin to get into the wife telling off the husband about the mentality that he keeps.
Just the wife and the cop husband.
Yeah, it is absolutely just one of those, you need to not think like that because you're doing things, you're making yourself worse, and blah, 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 and the responsibilities of which you have, and blah, 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 and just...
Look, I'm not going gray yet, so it's fine.
What are your thoughts, Renvir?
I'm just kind of trying to figure out how something like this would be
Utilize?
involved with what happened to me at the church.
Okay, so you're specifically trying to pair it with the church?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or, I don't know.
My
dumb monkey brain is trying to put things together that may not go together.
No, I think your line of thought process is fair. Make me an Arcana check. I'll give it to you at advantage.
Good, 'cause it's not my strong suit.
Understood.
Well,
12. What you experienced at the church, it's more complicated than just a magic circle. You're familiar enough with magic, you're familiar enough with the way pollutant hunters work. You yourself could technically be classified as one because of your affinity with dealing with that sort of circumstance. Your specific subclass deals with what would be considered pollutants. And so you can understand the appreciation that they would have for these tools that could effectively, when used properly, bring down these pollutants of almost any strength, as long as they got a good hit in, or they prepared theoretically a large enough circle in advance. What you don't understand, and the discrepancy between using a magic circle and what you witnessed at the church, was that, one, the magic circles within the church, which were there, were inscribed in a spherical structure pertaining to the entire church, and they were not exact circles, because they followed the walls. They could not be pertained as exact circles. That being said, the activation of those circles caused something to bind, or caused some form, because that's what magic circles do. They bind, whether in protection, they bind you from the outside, or they bind a creature within. So there is the spell, the 3rd level spell, Magic Circle, at the very least at this church, is not the one that you're familiar with.
yeah, because I have Magic Circle.
Right.
I can cast Magic Circle.
Right.
I
The
even
ones
have
the ones shown on the plans for these spikes, you are intimately familiar with. It is the one that you can cast, it is the one that you know. It is just bound to an object, so that on activation it seals whatever it is that it is impaled. So whatever is going on, in conclusion, thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Whatever happened at the church, and whatever is going on with these spikes, may not be exactingly related, simply because it is... Let me rephrase this. What happened at the church was potentially some form of test. The creatures that you found there, while inhibited by Magic Circle, were not of one kind or one affinity that the Magic Circle spell pertains to. Magic Circle spell states that it does everything celestial, fey, demon, devil. Is there a 5th one?
Aberrations?
Say that one more time.
Aberrations, I think.
Oh, and aberrations. Yeah. The things that you met there, using your detect magic spell and understanding, were not one of those characteristics. They were 2 of them, or 3 of them, or more than just one type, which is something you've never seen before. For things to intermingle like this is should be theoretically impossible, because it's like trying to mix water and oil. They don't. So, if someone was using that church to test the effects of multiple magical circles, imperfect ones, on their ability to restrict and bind creatures that are beyond the scale of a singular circle spell, then someone with the ability to... anyone with enough magical or enchanting ability could alter those spikes. That's not outside the frame of mind. They're just metal. They're silver that's been engraved. So if someone is using these spikes as a means to further their experiments of what happened at the church, that could be cause for worry. But outside of that, it would have to be someone who knew what they were doing. They would be using these spikes as chances, not all at once. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who do you... I just interrupt them, like, in the middle of their bickering.
Absolutely.
Start talking. Do you know of any mages in the quarter that...
You see she turns to look at you.
that whose work focuses on these types of creatures?
On pollutions.
Yes.
Oh goodness, there are many.
Not for the purposes of repelling them, but who is in general interested in more about it, where they come from, how they come here.
Well, you're Captain, I don't mean to laugh, but you're talking about one of the biggest mysteries that exists in the world. We find new evidence of pollutants almost by the year at this point, ever since the War of the Divine ended. Excuse me. With the fall of the gods and the discovery of the divine ley lines, every time they cross either the natural ley lines or the arcanic ones, something new is emerging. You would be hard-pressed not to walk...
this. Do you know of anyone who dabbles in this kind of thing, who would feel the need to use a false name when purchasing supplies for their studies?
I'm going to let her make a roll. Okay.
This is the sketchiest mage you know.
There's someone who would do this in the abandoned shadows rather than in the open.
Well,
With the watchful eye of other mages.
And you see that she thinks again, and she really considers the question, but you can... Thromir, you would recognize the furrow of her brow in the expression as she gives is more so confused of the purpose rather than an individual. Honey,
who's the shadiest person you know?
Well, we're mages.
Yes. Which of your comrades would you most likely consider to be willing to do under-the-table deals solely for the point of research? Is there anyone who might break the rules because they are overzealous in their pursuit of knowledge?
Thromir, I don't think you heard me the first time. We're mages. I'm confused. Where is all of this coming from the first place? You have both come in here, Thromir twice, asking about these silvered stakes, and someone wanting to bind them. I only know them of a tool. What... Has something happened?
Something today struck me extremely powerfully. Something that I could not in any way perceive. And I can see mages who have attacked me while invisible before.
So, you're saying you were attacked by a specter, a spirit?
Something that I have never experienced before.
I'm assuming that pertains to why you're here, Captain? I can't give you any more information unless I know what's going on. The only thing I know is you're asking about the magic circle spell and how they affect items.
I trust Thromir, so I assume I can trust you.
I would pay back your trust in kind.
Understand that with my position, breaking my trust comes with dire, deadly consequences.
I'm going to assume that that's not a threat.
Think of it as a promise.
Very well.
Today I investigated an incident in a temple in the parish ward. It involved overlapping arcane sigils written in various languages, written in blood.
You see,
It
she
seems
starts
to
to
be
look
connected
nervous.
to the disappearances of numerous citizens, largely from the South Wall, but also from other wards. And upon casting Detect Magic to attempt to see any underlying intricacies in the work, the entire temple was seemingly thrust into another plane, and numerous creatures were summoned forth.
What kind of creatures?
Creatures that were fey in appearance, but fiendish in construction.
Well, that's simply not...
Now Thromir is also extremely confused looking.
It happened.
That
Believe
can't
me
have...
when I say it happened.
And you see
Let's
that...
assume that it did. Let's assume that I'm not telling you a tale.
You see the words as you describe the event that took place. You see each word you speak as your story continues, her expression grows both more confused, and Thromir, you would recognize this more than most, she begins to get more worried. There is not quite recognition, but some form of understanding that just took place. And her eyes are looking into the space between you two, as though trying to piece together some form of thought.
So when this happens,
that shouldn't be possible.
Thromir shows up, and then Thromir shows up in the middle of this to tell me that you have taken an order from an anonymous man for enough of these spikes to last a hunter a year. I can't help but be concerned for the safety of the city at large.
That's... I
don't pretend to know and understand everything that goes on in this quarter, or the intricacies of how these magics work. But you are much more intelligent than I, so with this information, if you can think of anything that could further this investigation, or put me in the right direction, I would appreciate your candidness.
not to break the suspense building, but the silencer, can you answer me a quick question?
Mm-hmm.
How old are you?
I am 217 years old.
Is Elithra your elder or younger sister?
Younger.
By how long?
About 50 years.
50 years puts her being born on the prime material plane. You see that she looks concerned. The expression on her face has gone from worry, or from confusion, to worry, to concern. As she kind of shakes her head for a moment and mutters again, like, this shouldn't be possible. That shouldn't have happened. Before you see that she moves to a bookshelf, similar to the one where she kept the leather-bound order files. This one contains tomes of books of various sizes. Thromir, you know this exists. You don't pay attention to most of the books on it because, one, they're from her family, and so they're entirely magic based. They're not something that you would necessarily associate with. And secondly, she's never pulled a book from this shelf. It's existed here since you've both moved into this building.
It's a very decorative shelf that has books on it, but I've never seen her read any of them.
Correct. You see her approach this shelf now, still kind of muttering about there should be a dissonance. They shouldn't have. That shouldn't have happened. Before she begins to go shelf by shelf, and you both would notice, as she gets further down, the books get thicker. And as she gets further down, these thicker books are better kept in the shelf. The first one is a leather strap that kind of binds each book together. The second one is thin silver chains that kind of wrap around the front so that it can't be pulled out. As she gets to the bottom shelf, something, Thromir, that you don't necessarily pay attention to, short as you are, you're mostly looking up as things consider. You see that she places a hand on what seems to be a padlock the size of both of her hands put together. She places her hand on it. Right, this is not your creation. But you see that she utters something under the bottom of her breath, and that lock begins to glow. And it seems to almost pop in fragments of light that then glitter and fade, as a extraordinarily heavy silver chain thumps to the bottom of the bookshelf. You see that she goes across them and pulls out a tome that is larger than the ledger that she uses for the front of house, which is, I think I described it as being almost a foot tall and 8 to 9 inches thick. This is that size, but it is old. This book is ancient. With a craftsman's eye, you've seen old equipment, you've seen old leather. You might deal in metals, but you've seen what age looks like in leather and paper, and this is older than you. This might be older than her. But you see she pulls it out and kind of heaves it up as though it's heavier than it should be, walks it to the table, and thumps it down. It's a glimpse of the cover shows a word written in Elvish.
I speak Elvish.
You do.
If I can also see it.
You know that this is written in Elvish because this word in the Elven language has two ways of being written. The first one is for everyday conversation. It is one that is used in passing. It is one used in reference to things of their nature. But the second telling of this word it's not used often in the modern day. It's not used often because for some it's considered a taboo. It's a pronoun. Or I guess I should say it is a noun. Excuse me. Pronouns referring to she, it, that. This is just a strict noun, but it is a noun written in its own script. The front of this book says divinity. You watch as Elithra, with a extremely concerned expression, begins the intricate process of unlocking this book that, as you notice through her actions, is padlocked an excruciatingly number of times.
Is this my family's book?
Yes.
Do I recognize it in my little crow mind?
You can make me a history check.
Okay.
And because this is a memory, you can use your actual stats and not the crow's.
Okay.
It still has a -4.
Potentially.
18.
Oh my gosh.
You know this book is from your family. You recognize it as something your parents told you never to touch. This book is old. You were alive when the elves' homeland was destroyed. You don't remember anything of it because no elf does. You weren't alive before the beginnings of the War of the Divine. You weren't aware, knowledgeable, understanding of what the Divine were. And again, this was a book you were never allowed to touch.
Yeah, I'm gonna hop my little happy self out of there, poof, back to me, put my hand on it, and say, stop.
Okay.
Shit.
As Elithra goes to undo the last lock on this book, in a burst of magical light, another moon elf, one looking near identical to the woman opening the tome, slams a hand down on the book. And in a loud voice, stop.
Out.
Yeah, at the flash of arcane shenanigans, I've already got the glaive halfway drawn until I realize who it is.
The silencer, you see Elithra, she kind of stumbles back at the sudden appearance, before you can see a double take in her eyes as she's looking at you. And you can see the beginnings of recognition in her expression as the room is silent, awaiting your continuance.
You're back to me?
Yeah.
No. Oh. Okay.
Yeah, if her back, I would be in between them and the book.
Right.
So, if that's to the side, if that's, I pictured my back to them.
That's
Telling her
fine.
to stop.
Yep, that's fine.
I'm gonna say, in Elven, hello, dear sister.
You're supposed to be dead.
Is that what they told you?
That's... I tried looking for you.
I've been right here the whole time. I've been here the whole... Sorry. I've been right here.
I put my hand on Thromir's hammer and just
But
push it down slowly to his side.
Make a straight deck. Just kidding.
We can go, buddy.
Then I'm straight fighter.
I'm a paladin.
truth.
Did Regulus hear any of this?
Regulus, you would hear the slam and potentially the stop. Is there an intention to intervene, Regulus, before I re-describe the scene?
I think Regulus would stand up here and that's
Silwyn is no longer looking at you. She's looking at the door to the to the workshop, and she is confused. Because she heard what sounded kind of like her mother's voice, but in a tone she's never heard before.
I think Regulus would stand up straight and say, "Here's a gold. Let the adults talk now." And then he'd start making his way.
Just as the old man turns yourself.
Regulus turns back into himself at that point.
You see Silwyn would jump in surprise and fumble the gold piece you toss her, and she's like, What's going on? Why is Mom angry?"
Reunions are hard on people, so watch the front. Let no strangers come in. As I make my way to the back.
Okay.
But you're a stranger.
Regulus, as you open the door to the workshop, the scene before you is a strange one, mostly because you know everyone in this room.
Huh.
Every single person in this room you've had contact with, not only in the last 12 hours, but over the course of your time in the nation of Carcer and the city of Vincula. Just in front of you, their backs to you, eyes watching the scene playing out, is the captain of the city guard, Renvir Umbra, who you have tussled with a time or two in the gore pits down in the south wall. You see Thromir Stronghand, an expert blacksmith who's made a deal with you to experiment on rather volatile weaponry. In front of them, positioned in her proper form, a hand on top of a tome that is larger than you've ever seen, larger than anything Maeve has ever had, is the silencer. And on the floor, trying to scramble to any sort of balance, is the humble shopkeep who had asked you such a pleasant request just an hour earlier. And you
also of note, as soon as the door would have opened, Renvir would have turned, and the glaive would be at his throat until he recognizes who he is. And then he might slowly back off a little bit, but it would still be up until we figure out what the fuck is going on.
Very well. Then you would also notice, after recognizing the scene, Renvir whip around, weapon completely out, and pointed at you. As all of you...
I took your identity one time.
Go ahead.
No, it says, I took your identity one time, and now you're all aggressive.
I think everyone in here needs to explain what in the fuck is happening.
I'm just locked with Elithra.
Elithra is... You can see that she's falling apart here. Because... in her words, she spent countless years looking to figure out where her sister had vanished to. And she had come to believe that the last place she had been seen, sighted, known, or acknowledged was in the city of Vincula. But after even more years of searching, more time trying to understand, to find any sort of history left behind, she never found anything. And so looking up at a dead person walking, she is completely out of sorts, trying to understand.
I'm going to, taking kind of a wide berth around her, and my hammer is still in hand, go around the silencer to stand between her and my wife.
Okay.
And then get really confused because the silencer looks like my wife. And I don't speak Elven, so I don't know what was just said. I think there's some explaining to be done.
Without looking behind me, I'm gonna say, lower your blade, Captain, or you'll find your head on the floor beneath you.
Stop flirting.
Slowly lower the glaive from Regulus's throat, but I do not put it away.
Regulus, in the back of your mind, you would hear, "This is an opportunity. He started this."
Let's see how this plays. We might have.
And then I'll turn back to Elithra, and to her I'll say,
Between you and her is Thromir. And he is taking up pretty much her entire view.
I'm going to look slightly annoyed and then look around him.
Okay.
And say,
Just making sure.
again in Elvish, you would share our secrets. You would open the book in front of these.
And you see that she kind of she's it's at the point, her reactions, that it almost feels like she might be going a little crazy, because her following words, equally in Elvish, are almost carry the tone of laughing as she slowly, Thromir, you feel a hand on your shoulder as she rises up. You've not seen me in... I've not seen you... And this is what you care about.
I didn't want to be found.
You're my
I've known you were
sister.
Here. I left.
What does that matter?
You're not my family.
You see that there is an expression change on her face as you say that stops her dead in her tracks. And there's a brief silence in the room as that line kind of echoes. The silencer, you are aware of what it means to invoke pain. It's your job in some sense. And so the pain you see in Elithra's eyes is familiar. Because she is hurt. She slowly finds her voice after that. And her eyes, which had fallen to the floor, almost like that of a scolded girl, slowly raises up and looks at you straight on. There's no fear in her eyes, only confusion. You will always be my family. And as for the secrets of our family, if what Captain Renvir says is true, what's happening in this city is not just someone messing around with pollutants or the creatures that come from the ley lines or magic circles. This is older than us. And you see she will step past Thromir, and she will match your hand on the book. She won't touch you.
It's still happening in Elvish.
Yes.
As she positions her hand atop mine, I will lean in a little bit, again, still in Elvish. Say, as for the little girl in the slums, leave her out of everything.
You see, at first she gets a look of confusion, like the idea of how could you know? But as she kind of like looks away for a moment, she sees Regulus and almost puts two and two together. You see that you leaned forward, but she will step closer into your space. I will do whatever I have to make sure my family is safe.
It's not yours.
But you are. And you see that she will move her hand forward to the edge of the book and flip it open.
I cast darkness.
She will counterspell you. Do you have a response?
I'm gonna step back and let it happen.
Okay. You quickly, with one hand almost, conjure and speak in the arcane words, the spell of darkness, and almost many of you would see the accumulation of light in this room seem to darken before, in what almost sounds like a snap, the contrast in the room breaks back into that bright, average light that's in the room. And you see as the book flips open, its heavy cover slamming into the wood of the desk. You see she turns from you, the silencer, completely, and begins to thumb her hand through the pages. This is not a magical tome. There is perhaps magic keeping it safe, but what is within it is not magic. And instead, she flips to a page, flips hundreds of pages in, and drops them to the opposite side as she takes a hand and a finger and begins running through, and she taps it finally. There. Right there. Captain, this is what you'll want to read.
So
And she is not locked eyes with you. She glanced briefly in your direction to add to the fact that she's getting your attention, but her eyes are on the other moon elf in the room. As if she's planting her determination in front of her sister.
At everyone in the room, briefly lingering on each person before pulling the book closer to myself and looking at it.
You look into this book, there is a tension in this air that could cut through stone, if not a person. You look in this book, you look at the exact line that she pointed to, and your blood runs cold. The exact paragraph that she pointed out describes the nature of the divine. It describes that they are something akin to their own. They are not celestial. They're not fiend. They're not aberrations. They're not fae. But if they're not within any classification known to mortals, the paragraph goes on, what are they? The sentence that follows says thus: many have theorized behind the natures of the gods. Are they a class of their own? Do they represent their own affinity? They don't. Upon my depth of research, I have found that those wielding the divine are not a part of any one sect, but all of them. For they represent each and every part of the world they inhabit. And as you read that sentence, a thought clicks in your head. If what happened in the church was just a test, if the magic circles that you saw have been augmented and changed, augmented in a way that they are effective against beings of multiple aspects, that test wasn't to bind something or keep something out. It wasn't even necessarily to keep something in. It was a test to see if they could. Because if they can do it with two, a being that develops both fiendish and fey aspects, who's to say that magic circle couldn't work on all of them?
I'm gonna make my way to Regulus and whisper in his ear that we need to get her and Maeve out.
Say no more.
Say, Captain.
I would just look up at Aethera, right? Aethera?
Elithra.
Elithra. I'm bad with names.
You're fine.
I would just look up at Elithra and just say, who?
She would shake her head.
Who could do this?
I don't know. I don't know. But if that's their goal, it's gonna turn everything upside down.
It's their goal.
The silent Regulus. In response to the silencer's words, what do you do?
I think Regulus will get ready to leave at that point.
Okay.
But before they go, Regulus will tell them, well, if you're looking for somebody, you might want to start with this person, and I'll shift into the image of the guy who was in the shop beforehand that picked up the spikes.
Okay. The appearance of this individual was heavily cloaked.
The best that I could do.
Right. So, you take on their appearance, and they are hunched over, not very tall. They seem human, in terms of heights, as elves are typically a little bit taller. Many of the other races perhaps a little bit shorter. So perhaps, human, maybe elven if they're younger. Perhaps there's potential in the beastkin, like Renvir and Regulus are. But they are hunched over like an old man. They walk with a shamble. They are not known to, at the very least, Elithra, who nods her head, and that's who it was, but I don't know who it is.
Do I?
No, you would not.
Fucker.
And
The shape of this individual is entirely odd. Because if there was a mage of this age, to the point that their back is hunched and they move with this sort of walk, they would be on the level of the Archmage.
Imagine.
And then I'll tell them there are 4 things about this man other than this. He smelled of ash and plain. The box had abjuration magic, I think fire. The cloak was conjuration, enchantment illusion, and the cloak itself was transmutation. That's about the best I can give you. Have a good day. And then I'll turn around.
Alright. Does anyone attempt to stop Regulus and the Silencer from leaving?
I still haven't had answers as to what you've been saying to my wife.
Just a family squabble.
Sounds like a talk between you and your wife to have.
At the family squabble, I will look at my wife very confused. Because I feel like I've met most of her family.
You have not met
Or
any
at
of her
least-
family.
Why not?
Because her family are moon elves, and moon elves do not associate outside of their cloister ever.
Have I been described as to, like...
No. Moon elves do not share things about themselves, typically.
Well, I will look at her confused because I don't know what's going on.
And that's fair. Renvir.
If what I think is happening in the city is happening, it cannot be allowed.
Are you saying that simply aloud,
I
or are you
think-
directing that to someone?
Out loud to everyone in here. And I cannot think of 4 other people in the city who are in a better position to stop it than us.
What exactly are we stopping?
Someone is either trying to recreate the divine or call it forth from wherever it was sent at the end of the war.
They're trying to create or resummon gods?
Yes.
And you think the four of us are the best option as your captain of the guard, royal guard, matter of fact, and you can't think of anyone better than that, with all your assets, and the fact that you're the left hand of the king himself.
I'm gonna say Regulus. He's right.
The city guard and I'm sure the royal guard are spread thin right now with the ceremony. We're the only ones who even know this is happening.
That is the biggest piece of it. We're the only ones that know it is happening, other than those perpetrating it. The mages of this city are so stuffed up their own asses that they would deny something like this even being possible. It would take decades searching out every possible clue that doesn't exist before even considering acting.
But even then, what's to say that these ones aren't the same ones welcoming us? I mean,
Exactly.
mages are destruction incarnate as they are. So who's to say that half the mages in this quarter and the higher ups aren't all a part of this scheme to bring back the divinity? We got rid of the gods. What's to stop us from becoming them?
An interesting line, that one, Regulus. Enough that the voice in your head gives a disgruntled gruff in response, but says nothing.
I do not know which of the mages we could even turn to trust to bring this to. Certainly not the High Sorcerer. I don't think my own biases speak for themselves.
Somebody pulling this off would have to be as knowledgeable as the High Sorcerer, yes?
Or someone with a really old book.
If we don't stop this, Captain, how many people in this city die?
If they summon the divine of the old, all of them. This place represents what destroyed them. Their first thing they would do is seek vengeance against the city. If they recreate some image of them, whether they have the knowledge of the old or not, the same outcome. Anyone who would seek to bring the divine back, whether they have control of them or not, would seek vengeance against what this city represents.
You will see Elithra kind of stand forward and shake her head. I think there's been a misunderstanding. What you've described to me, what I've made, they are items only to bind, whether that is in protection or in offensive. I don't think they're trying to bring back the gods. The world's already changed past them, already grown past them. What you're looking for is someone seeking to wield the power to bind divinity. If someone has the ability to bring those who bear the 14 divine in our world to heal, then we're dealing with someone looking for the power to control it. Everything. It is at this moment that the door to the workshop bursts open, and in rushes a young girl dressed in a mage's robe who says, Mother, Father, the festivals, it started, the prince has returned. And from outside of the door, you all hear a crowd of people beginning to form, echoing the same things that Silwyn is saying. They're early, but the prince has returned. The pilgrimage is coming to an end. The Founders Festival has begun. And it is right there that we will take not only our break, but we will end this session, and when we return, we will lead into the Q&A. So if everyone would like to take some time, stand up, stretch, get some food, get something to drink, I will answer any and all questions we have when we return.
Oggy.
Okie.
Holy crap.
Okay.
I hope we're having fun. I'll be right
Yeah.
back. Are we having fun, friends?
Maybe.
Yes.
Good.
What'd you think of that session?
I thought it was fun. I think we're getting to the source of the problem.
We just gotta kill all the mages. That's it.
No. No, I don't think so.
No, it's a start. We'll start by killing all the mages.
I don't think that's how I want that to
We'll
work.
just go on a great. We'll just do a
start-
great crusade. That's it.
Oh.
We'll start by burning down the Mage's Quarter.
Look at this needy kitty cat. So desperate for attention. And look, the silencer met her sister. Hooray!
Yeah, she met her in-law for the first time properly.
Yeah.
I probably should have taken Elven.
You are married to one.
In my defense, though, I only know Common and Dwarven. Like, I've only got 2 languages.
What's your background? Does your background not give you language? They give you
My
tools.
background is, I think, Clan Crafter, which
Gives you tools.
gives me tools, and technically, Dwarven.
You don't just get it
because
from
you're-
being a damn.
Not anymore.
First of all, yes, you do. We're using 2014 rules. You would have gotten Dwarven. Second,
Oh, I know, but even on the app using 2014 rules, it stopped giving you your race language from your race.
sure you didn't just choose the wrong dwarf?
Yeah, because I had to scroll forever to find it. He's always bullying me, chat.
That's not bullying at all. I was asking a question.
Can't speak your native tongue. What do you think of that session, Josh?
I kind of want to bonk the silencer for scaring my wife.
Reasonable.
I'm about to scare my daughter because probably going to tell my wife to try and teleport out of the fucking city because fuck this place.
Oh yeah, your daughter's got money now, so you can afford it. She's got a whole gold by shutting the fuck up.
Which she didn't do.
No.
14 years old, the rebellious phase.
Well, I thought about just doing sleep, but I'm like, no, I don't got that spell. And I'd feel bad if I knocked out a 14-year-old.
And I would kill you.
What happened? Oh no, she just hit her head.
On what? My fist.
No,
Alright, that's it.
the opposite end of my axe.
Sorry, Regulus, you have to die now.
Nah.
There are worse fates.
Are you playing Magic right now?
Who?
You.
No. Why?
I can see Magic stuff happening on the stream.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Because I'm using my Discord. Just looking at some notification stuff. Hold on. There you go. Forget that I can't use that. It's fine.
Nerd playing Magic.
I'm not, actually. I've been playing Yu-Gi-Oh! More than anything.
Master Duel.
Yeah.
What deck are you running now?
Master Duel just got the Art Mage cards, which is a lot of fun, because I have a 1-card starter that gets me to an Omni Negate, an MST, a Protection, and I can get to a board wipe.
Did you have to craft a lot of stuff, or were you just opening a lot?
Yeah,
of
it was
cards?
awful. I still have a ton of shit to craft. But I just don't have the essence for it. But I climbed like 2 or 3 ranks just a bit ago.
What are you, gold now? Diamond?
No, God, no. I hit silver too. If I keep playing, I'll get through gold. Especially now that I have a deck that is meta. Beforehand, I was playing a bunch of janky stuff, but I sold almost everything I've got to for this, because I've tried it on some of the online game, or the online some of the free dueling stuff, and I've enjoyed the playstyle a lot.
What did y'all think of the new Avatar Magic cards?
They're strong.
Yeah. They made a better version of the Goshintai Commander,
Yeah, they did.
and I hate it because that deck didn't need help.
Yes, it does. Goshintai, crazy.
Yeah. Now there's just a 4-drop commander that you cast it, it enters the field, and you get a free shrine from the top of your deck
Shit.
to the battlefield.
Yeah.
Which commander is that?
The bear spirit thing.
Yeah, but I don't think it's 5 colors.
Yep. It has an activated ability that's 5 colors.
Shrine.
Okay.
Man. 5-color bear. Oh yeah, it's Pow.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, it's Heibei, excuse me. Or Heibai, something like that. When it enters, reveal cards
Is
from the
that
top of
the
your
thing?
library until you reveal a shrine card. You may put that card onto the battlefield, then shuffle. Wooburg and tap it. For each legendary enchantment you control, create a 1/1 colorless spirit creature token with this token can't be blocked or can't block or be blocked by non-spirit creatures. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a
they
problem.
just changed. All the deck is they took Go Shintai out of the commander spot and put it in the 99.
Yep.
Because they pay 4 mana and they can get up to like 12 mana worth of value.
No.
Yes,
That's-
because some of those shrines are very expensive, mana-wise.
Yeah, 1 or 2 of them are, but most of those shrines are under 4 mana cost.
Cool. You should not be able to spend 4 mana to get an 8 mana an 8 or 10 mana fucking value.
Also, it's on there are significantly worse ETBs, and this is only once on ETB.
Cool. Ephemerate. Any flicker. I've seen a deck that by turn 3 had this on the field along with 3 other shrines because they cast him early and on turn 3 flickered him like 3 times.
I think you are overstressing about this. I feel like the Goshinte deck as it is crazy. And as someone who plays Goshinte,
this just made it better. And I think I've beaten that deck once if I've played it against it 25 times.
You've played against it when I played it, and you've beaten me each time I've used it.
When?
I don't know. It was when I first proxied it. It was when I was
IRL or
yeah, you and I played it IRL because we would meet up in the evenings on occasion and just play something with Commander. That was back when I worked for Union Square though. It was over a year ago.
okay, because I
It's
don't actually remember playing against yours.
yeah, it's been a hot minute. But if you want to have fun, you put Aang in this deck. And then go crazy because Aang's stats are once he flips, everything's just Wooburg cheaper.
Yeah.
Which is the real problem.
Well, I mean, there are already ways of doing that both in normal Commander and on Arena. Like, Joda the Archmage Eternal is a thing on Arena, so you can just have everything is Wooburg cheaper in the command zone.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, for infinite combos, I've seen something that is, you play Aang, you flip him to Master of Elements, everything costs Wooburg. Then there's a spell you cast that says all spells you cast cost Wooburg. With those two, every spell you cast is free.
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah, it's crazy. It is absolutely ridiculous.
That's supposed to be the next Magic crossover thing.
It's Eternities, isn't it?
I don't know. I've heard rumors that they're full sending the
Oh no, it's Lorwyn Eclipsed.
yeah, but they're the universe is beyond stuff. Like
Oh yeah, the next one's set to be Marvels in June.
yeah. But there's supposed to be like 6 different universes beyond in the works.
Oh yeah, this one says an unannounced one in March of 2026. No one knows what the Universes Beyond set's going to be.
Isn't there like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles one coming out, or am I thinking of something else?
They retracted that.
Okay.
From what I heard. But yeah, so it's looking like Lorwyn.
I'm excited for Lorwyn.
Yeah, we're going back to Lorwyn. There's an unannounced UB. We're going back to Strixhaven. There's a Marvels one. There's a Hobbit one. We're getting one called Reality Fracture, and then we're getting Star Trek at the end of the year. The Strixhaven one is going to be crazy.
Stuff I got is Lord of the Rings shit when that came out.
That's fair.
Yeah, Lord of the Rings was one of the universes beyond that did really well. Spider-Man did not.
It was ass. I don't even play Magic. I heard enough about that shit.
Yeah.
I am
because of the
confused why they
follow-up
made
to Final Fantasy.
Yeah, it was also a really bad follow-up to Final Fantasy.
It was.
Sorry, I am eating, so I will not be turning my camera back on until I'm done.
You're fine.
You're fine.
I ate on stream.
Just making sure if everybody's here.
Yes, but I like to give the illusion that I'm a lady.
I'm not.
Nuh-uh. You're the prettiest girl at the party.
My condolences to anyone else at that party.
Is he the only girl at the party?
If I'm the girliest thing at a party,
That's scary.
something's wrong.
It's just
No, Reagan, I
Josh.
love her.
Reagan, Kelsey loves you. Said loves
For
you
now.
too.
Oh, we're just using government names. I mean, I guess I used hers, so
Yep.
not fair.
You've ruined everything.
Just kidding. I don't know who the fuck Kelsey is. My name is Bees.
Your name is Hello Bees.
Who?
Her.
He has his headphones on, but he is not at his desk.
No worries.
Well, that sounds like a skill issue.
Sorry, our children were childrening.
Yeah, I got it. Not a problem at all. like I said, the next section of this is just going to be a Q&A. It's not going to have any sort of structure or anything. Just feel free to ask questions as they come up. I will answer any question referring to the world, the situation in the city, or any clarifying questions about anything that you already know. I will not answer questions about the story because you have to find it out in the story. So.
I don't know where this question falls,
Mm-hmm.
but the jobs I've taken
Sure.
from the magistrate,
Yep.
have they all been? Have any of them been of note? Have I dispatched of anybody higher up?
I think you've asked me this question once before, and I don't think I had any specific names for you at the time, but the silencer absolutely has taken at least one, if only for the purpose of there was evidence of corruption, or they were doing something that was considered treasonous, like typical corruption of like high-end nobles. I don't think you have done anything outside of that would leave you suspicious.
No, this would be purely, I just want to know. Yeah, I want to know how high up I've gone. That has been contracted by the magistrate.
Probably like low nobility. Like maybe I think it's fair to say the highest you've done is possibly the Federate Council. They all have their second seat, their offhand. Thromir's one of them, you're one of them. I think the highest you've done is one of them. One of the second seats. You're still alive, so it can't be you.
Your wife about to die.
You go and try. She counterspelled you.
She did.
I bonk really hard.
Oh, I thought your next response was going to be, what do you do in response? Stab.
Oh, I thought about it, but
I saw it in your eyes of like I could do it just right here. It would quickly become it would be a crazy fight.
I didn't want to derail the story that bad right there.
Oh, you could have. Yeah.
That and Thromir's right there.
Yes.
Renbeer doesn't really understand, so I don't know where he would have fallen, but I know Regulus would have had my back, so.
That's true. How does Regulus feel about
Regulus,
the
I'll never
encounter?
Make you another weapon if you attack my wife.
Wait a minute.
Oh, if you started a fight, it wouldn't have been your wife. I would have gone after. Regulus would have fought dirty.
No, but like in all seriousness, Luis, for Regulus, what was his reactions to what was happening there? Because he's had a good conversation with Elithra before, and has probably seen that she has nothing but good intentions, at least perceptively. Obviously, you can't know everything, but
Regulus, he understands that she's trying to be a good person and trying to do what's well for her family, but in his mind, he also sees how that kind of interjects with the Silencer's path.
Right.
And he doesn't know the full story of everything other than that she left, but he might know a little bit more details. But to him, it's like, if something bothers her, I'm probably going to lean that way. And I think that was one of those, she needs to confront her own demons in a sense, like her own past.
Right.
Like even when she said, "You're not my family," a part of me was thinking like Regulus was going, "Do I interject and say anything?" No, this is one of those, she has to deal with this herself.
And that's
like whenever
fair.
they had that talk in the outside in the alleyway, he had that talk with her, and he knows that was a vulnerability, but he doesn't want to push it to too many things at once, or else it'll kind of backfire in a way and make her more regressed into herself. So he
Right.
wants her to slowly come out of her shell her own way, little bit by little bit, but not to the point where he's just forcing her, hey, you gotta deal with all your emotions at once, motherfucker.
That's fair.
You manipulative bastard. I love you.
Well, and I think it's safe to say that Regulus probably wants what he feels is best for D, right? Even if it's not necessarily what D wants for herself.
I think it's what's best for D, and then also the little one involved as well.
Right.
Slowly help grow out of that shell, because at the end of the day, it's her mom.
Yeah.
They're like, well, I don't want the mother to become a weapon for the rest of her life, even after we leave, hopefully.
Right.
So it's like doing little work by little work by little work.
Like, it's like he said, he knows he's got to let the silencer come to that decision herself, or she's going to feel forced. So.
And that's true.
And she could come around. Like, she obviously has her reasons for leaving, but.
Oh yeah, I feel like I made a I put some form of a dent in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
I get that.
Back the fuck off that kid.
Listen, that's her niece, all right?
Yeah, okay.
Uh-huh.
If Regulus fights dirty and kills my daughter, I'm killing your daughter.
No, you won't.
Jesus, no.
No,
We're
you
not
won't.
killing daughters.
We are not killing kids.
I was about
Yes,
to
the
say, I
kid's a
was just
dick.
going to hold her hostage, you bastard. I wasn't going to murder her.
Well, you threatened.
It's safe to say Josh is already attached. Buddy, I hate to inform you, this is a fake game. None of this is real.
You saw your game
Look,
again?
I have played 3 fucking Bioshock games whose whole premise is
That's true.
here's an adoptive daughter.
Yep.
Do you promise to protect her? I don't know if I'm your target audience. Your daughter is now in danger. Herman shooting an AK.
That's very true, yeah.
Yeah. No, she really considered it, but like, well, I won't give insight into what
No, and
she
that's
was
totally
thinking,
fine.
but
You absolutely don't have to.
she knows she has to manipulate the situation in order to gain more control of it, because now somebody else knows. And granted, it was her fault. Like she
made that choice.
herself.
Yeah, I was honestly, I was really shocked about that because I figured you wouldn't care.
I thought you were going to leave, like, and then you said I'm slamming the book shut, and I was like, "Oh, we're doing this."
Yeah, I was like, "Wow." Well, you know what they say, you can't always outrun your bloodline.
Well, and she's like, her family is anathema to her. She hates them. And so her sister being in possession of that book makes her nervous.
Sure.
Because well, her and her sister have to have a conversation.
Oh yeah, they need to have a in-depth conversation now.
Yeah. But right now, she has a one-track mind and is just like, okay, yep, I'm going to say all the things I need to say to get me out of this room and down to the south wall.
Uh-huh.
It's not fast enough.
Yeah, it's going to be exceptionally hard now.
Another question.
What's up? Great question. Oh, sorry.
What's gonna... You gotta give me chance. Oh, hang on.
No, there was just a really.
There was like a 3-second silence. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, my son is in front of me asking me a question.
Gotcha.
Is there a chance that we survive whatever is happening?
Define survival. Is there a way I can save my family?
Yes.
And I mean, like, the next thing that's going to happen before we even leave this shop next week or whatever it is I'm going to tell my wife to grab my daughter, and if she could, and to try and teleport out of the city back to like the town we met in, kind of thing.
So here's go ahead.
If that is possible, I will ask the group if there is anyone they also want out.
Here's the problem, right? And I say problem like non indirectly. Is there a chance that your characters will be alive by the end of this campaign? Yes, there's 100% chance that you will live to see the end of the campaign. Is there a chance that your family will live? Yes, there is a chance that your family will live to see the end of the campaign. I can't tell you the state that you and or your family will be in when we reach the end of the campaign. But as for being alive, yes, it is possible. It is doable. And in fact, a portion of at least a few of you, it's highly likely.
If purpose of magic circle not to summon, why summon?
It didn't.
It created.
It did not.
It did.
It did
That's how you
not.
described it.
Did it just bind it there?
Correct.
So it was already there.
Correct.
Why?
Okay.
Drugs are bad, okay.
Said there was a bunch of script, 3 languages.
Correct. I guess it should be 4 now that I think about it, but we'll keep it at 3 for right now.
Were all of those languages
English, Spanish, Mandarin.
Hell yeah.
were all of those languages
Actually, sir, it's Esperanto.
chosen
Intentionally?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because there was Sylvan and Infernal, and that's what.
To tell
And
you,
Abyssal.
I was gonna say to tell you all of them. I guess I should have said there were 4, because it's Celestial, Infernal, Abyssal, and Sylvan.
Yeah.
Which makes
So
sense.
that
Things
so
were
those things were kept in whatever realm the church was in.
And we're referencing Realm here, and we keep referencing it in and out of character concept. Because I haven't necessarily written firmly how dimensional interaction works in this, it's fair to associate the kind of dark plane that Renvir was in that moment as the astral plane. A layer of space directly above the material plane that can still interact with it, but is its own void, so to speak.
Okay.
So like you weren't not on the material plane anymore. You just weren't necessarily on the
That's why they were
on top
that's
of
why
it.
They were able to hit me without me being able to sense that.
Correct. It's similar to the effect of like blink, I think is what it is, that puts you in and out of the astral plane.
Okay.
Yeah, but while you're in the astral plane, you usually can't interact with this. Like,
so is that plane like layered over top? Because
Yeah, it's like
was Thromir in the church?
Thromir was in the church, yeah. Renvir and Thromir were still, like, if you, the Silencer, had walked into the church, you would have seen Thromir, you would have seen Renvir. You would not have seen the creatures, because Renvir's Detect Magic interacted for him to see the astral plane.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I was just a little confused, like,
That's totally fair.
And that could have been me just not paying attention.
No, I don't think I had navigated that concept in depth enough to be able to tell you this is what's happening, instead of, hey, there's a weird mechanic thing here happening and it's kind of wonky.
Okay.
But it essentially what occurred is that when Renvir activated Detect Magic, there was an interaction with the magic circles that had been augmented, because that was what we just learned in the discussion of this session, is that those magic circles, their arcane runes, were not the typical magic circle. So there was a form of interference that allowed Renvir to see the astral plane, thus seeing these creatures, and causing the interactions that we found.
Okay.
Okay.
Is I don't know if you'll tell me this.
Okay?
Is there corruption within the government of this city?
Always. You can't have a government without some form of corruption existing. Otherwise, it'd be a perfect world.
And is the thing that's happening going to affect the planet as a whole or just Vincula?
That will depend on you.
I don't like it. Don't put that on me, Ricky Bobby.
The answer to that question, in all sincerity, is yes. It will affect both, and in different ways.
Ripples.
And like the fight with the gods created the corkscrew city base, kind of, if I remember correctly.
No.
Like,
No, this was like a string of hills or mountains that was designed this way. The gods didn't make the city.
no, I know. I thought like one of their bodies had something to do with it when it fell.
I would have to review, or not reveal, review old footage. I don't think I said something like that, but I could have.
It's
entirely possible.
I think the biggest, like, I don't think allegory is the right word, but like, I can't think of the word I'm looking for. Comparison
Okay.
was like the Shattered Isles. Like, something happened, and now there are a bunch of islands out there that look.
Oh, so
look
you're asking if the city's situation is referencing into that aspect of like, something happened for the city to end up this way. The answer to that is no. It is not that way by intention.
I was also talking about that because Bees asked about the everything changing, and I.
Yes, that is true. This will inevitably end up like the Shattered Teeth in Matt Mercer's world, where the state of this place when this series ends will be the state that it is in when we go to our real campaign that is 1,000 years from the War of the Divine instead of just 200.
I don't know if our viewers know that the gods, a mortal person took up the
I believe
domain.
I believe I've referenced that a time or two, but I can outright say it for both the players and the audience. So within the world of Kah'Nnon, which is the world that we are playing in, after the fall of the divine, there are no longer immortal gods. There was an age 200 years ago known as the Age of Immortal Gods, and that came to an end when the last of the immortals died during a interspecies war, and the divinities, which could not be stifled, selected mortals who represented their that divinity to the utmost, and as a result, graced them with the power so that the divinity still exists within the land. So the 14 gods are now the 14 divinities, and so there is a mortal god of balance, of order, there's a mortal god of tempest, there's a mortal god of freaking light, life, death, grave. There's 14 divinities, there's 14 mortal gods, and the era of which we are playing in is known as the era of mortal gods, because gods are no longer... gods are killable.
And none of those are in the city, are they?
To everyone's knowledge, there is not one in the city. There are some of the gods that don't reveal themselves. So there are some of the divinities who have never revealed who they are or that they have their power. But it is believed that there is not one within the city. Which we did mention in the first episode, I believe, when we were getting to into the thick of things, because for whatever reason, while there is no divinity within the city of Vincula, there is a usurper guild, which usurper guilds came about when the era of mortal gods began, because groups of people seeking to take the divinities from gods and basically manipulate them to be a different divinity exists. They basically want to kill and usurp one of the divinities in order to remove one divinity, so one concept aspect, and replace it with another. And this is happening all across the world. It's not just Vincula. Usurper guilds are a popular thing. They're basically like alternative religions where people are like, nah, I don't accept that order is a thing. I want pure chaos, and so I'm going to join this guild with the idea of killing the god of order, or the mortal of order, taking his divinity and then converting it into chaos.
I'm a god.
Are you?
No. Yeah, I'm the god of bad decisions.
Oh, well, there's no divinity in that, so
Preach.
It's okay, I'm the god of bad luck.
Arguably, that would just be under the curtain of the god of luck, which is not a divinity either. But any other questions? Ask me all the things. What is Maeve? She's a pygmy sorcerer, artificer, one of those two.
Okay.
Person?
I just couldn't remember.
Yeah, she's from Regulus's backstory. She's a
friend.
Luis, did we say wizard, artificer, or sorcerer?
I want to say wizard.
Okay, yeah, we'll go with that. So she's a pygmy wizard, who takes care of the Silencer's daughter and Regulus.
Where'd they get those?
She a pygmy girl? Yeah, Maeve is female.
No, it's okay.
Okay, there was a joke there and I didn't get it. That's fine.
Yeah, I said pick me, girl.
Oh, no, probably not. She's the motherly type. She's just like, all right, everybody, come in. I don't care if you've got weapons at the table, but Silencer, I swear, you better keep your manners. Anyway, boring stuff like that.
It's like one time I held the knife. One time.
One time. And that was one time too many.
Yes, but you held it to my throat, motherfucker.
Also true, yeah.
All right. You took the last French fry.
Listen, it was mine by right of ownership. I bought the damn things.
I made the damn dinner. I should have right
to this. The Silencer funds fucking Maeve. Okay, don't even.
The Silencer is just Joey. Joey does not share food.
Joey.
All right. Any other questions?
I want to know
what love is.
I want to know what love is.
Copyright.
I want to know. I want to know.
What love is?
I don't know what. I don't know if you'll tell me this, but okay. I'm gonna ask.
Sure. I'm open to
My boss.
your boss.
Who hurt him?
Who hurt him? That's an excellent question. You know,
He did
did anyone
hot dogs
really
as a kid.
did anyone really hurt him is the question. Huh.
Sex, if you ever had one.
He's
I
not
will. I mean, it's my intention to.
he's not old enough to be from when the elves crossed over. Like I think I said he's only like 100.
Yeah, no, I'm older than him, which pisses me off
Yeah.
to no end.
Right. That's an excellent question. I don't really think I've thought too much into his backstory about why he's such a dick, but he is such a dick.
I mean, he made a really fun.
Nobody
guy to
hugged
hate.
him as a kid.
I'm glad I did. I really like going into that. There were a few times in this where I wanted to be like, because you kept V's, you kept calling the silencer like a weapon, and there were a few times where I'm like, ah yes, you also remember the distant ring of an annoying man's voice, a toy.
A toy. Yeah.
Because he's just a jerk. God, he's such a terrible person.
He's gonna be really satisfying to kill.
Yeah, probably.
Like,
I mean,
we're
is he
gonna
part-
freaking
Is he
Caesar
part of the
him,
Usurper Guild?
and everybody's gonna stab.
That's an excellent question, Josh. I have no idea.
He just calls for the guards. Guards, help! Okay, no, quit kicking me, god damn it!
Yeah, it's that JoJo meme of two guys kicking another man down while one sips the tea, and then he calmly
then
puts the
joins
tea
in.
down and then joins in. Yeah. God. Yeah. So who hurt the High Sorcerer? I don't know. His dad. Who knows?
He didn't get hugged enough as a kid.
I would like to delve into your trauma, please.
Sun elves are wild. Let's just consider it like that.
He wasn't the sporty kid Dad wanted.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Anyone else got anything they want to ask?
I know.
Matt likes answering these questions. I'm having fun with this, actually.
Is the king aware of the goings on? Is he kept abreast, or is he given cliff notes?
Renvir has not had the opportunity to go back to the.
That's right. It's your job, motherfucker.
Yeah.
We've been a little busy.
Yeah, you've been a little busy. It's been unfortunately a little nonstop. So no, the king is not
we almost just
aware.
died 20 minutes ago.
Right. So the king is not aware of the current situation. He is aware, like, rumors of the Usurper Guild is happening. He is aware that there are kidnappings going on in the city, which is why he assigned Renvir to go seek his sister about the matters at hand. But as for, like, current events, he's got no clue that the four of you guys just met up at a shop and came to understand that someone's trying to find the power to seal a god.
Yeah, no, but does he know why the prince is late? Does he know?
Yeah, he's the one who mentioned in the very beginning that the prince is running late.
That the guilds are that job that I have to
Yeah.
find out about the discrepancies.
Mm-hmm.
Is that legitimate?
What do you mean? Is that legitimate?
Do I have to do that? Like, is that something that I need to keep on my plate, or can I ignore that job now that the world is ending?
I mean, what are priorities, right? Like, who knows? Who knows?
So you lose a couple of vacation days.
I can't answer that one. That's who knows? What are your priorities right now? You have a daughter, right? So.
Oh, Regulus was ready to leave if Silence D hadn't said anything. I was like, all right, y'all have a good life.
Yeah, it's like, all right, I told you the 4 things about this random guy. Deuces.
My conscience is clear. Good luck.
She was picking up on Renvir's seriousness, so she was like, I gotta stay if only to make sure that this doesn't touch my daughter.
Regulus, thoughts on your friend? Am I doing
my friend doing what?
Am I doing justice to what you had in mind?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
with the tempting, it's like,
Oh, listen.
probably shouldn't.
Just fight the man right there. He's right. He held a glaive to your throat. Just do
He
it.
started it.
He started
I
it.
would
I also like-
absolutely love to go at it with Regulus and just fight the fuck out of him.
Listen, I tried.
Not to the death.
I
Just to like.
right, but like it would be to the death. Listen, I tried. I was like, listen, man.
Oh, I know.
Listen. She's right there. She's being a bitch.
Look, as soon as this campaign is over, we just have a one-shot where it's a coliseum and we just fight each other for fun.
Ah, yes, you've been stripped out of
No.
time.
I've seen husband do those fights and he always wins. Fuck that guy.
I was
Well,
about
I
to
mean,
say, I
like,
think we got to team up
It
on
will
the
be
Paladin.
one-on-ones between
Fuck
us
that.
It'd
with
be
our characters.
It'd be a round robin.
Yeah.
Everyone
I was
fights
about to say,
everyone.
just make it a free for all.
No, because that would be mean. Anyway.
Just because we gang up on.
Does the king have only one son?
Yes.
Or does he have other kids?
The king has
Yeah, I
only
was gonna-
one son.
Yeah, I was gonna ask that too. How to y'all? I was like, is there a specific reason they picked today of all days to do it with the prince returning? Was there any significance to it?
Yeah, I have a feeling that the prince entering the city is going to trigger something.
No way. That's wild.
Yeah.
That's a crazy thought.
Because Regulus
Look,
is stuck
I told-
between giving a shit and then like,
I knew from the outset that I was going to end up being the one that starts the apocalypse, and I already sped it along by helping them not be as late as they were supposed to be, so you're welcome. Literally the first decision I made in this game.
Oh yeah.
yes, send some men to help them. Oh shit.
And additional men. Congrats. You're all going.
Send additional men and horses so they can get here faster.
Yep.
Cancel that order. Send more men to kill the first set of men to stop them from giving them horses.
Renvir, were you expecting that to matter when you sent additional? Just out of curiosity.
If I had thought about it more, I probably would have
Okay.
just from just general just general knowledge been like, you know what, the prince is coming back. I bet that has something to do with what's going to be going on in the entire overall game, but also like
Very true.
at that point, that early when nothing had happened yet, like that's what Renfair would have done. Like the prince is supposed to return today. This festival hinges on it. Like this is the thing that's supposed to happen. I need to do what I can to make it happen when it's supposed to happen.
That's fair.
So, like it was the in character right choice, even if I had thought about it sooner that like, you know what, this is probably gonna be like trigger something when the prince steps back into the city. Like
Right.
still was the in character correct choice.
Makes sense. Very exciting. I'm excited.
Josh, I appreciated your explanation of what the fuck Thromir received whenever you were like, it's my wife and the fucking silencer standing in front of her. You built a thing.
I actually bought this one pre-built.
Ooh, Agron.
Very cool.
To that order, does Elithra know who I am? Like, does she know of the silencer?
I would say she knows the silencer exists. She knows her sister exists. She does not know that there is a link between the two. All she knows, and I'll tell you like this because it'll probably come up. She left y'all's family because you left.
Oh.
And so when I tried to describe those ideas of she's in complete utter shock because you're standing in front of her, it was because when she left to find you, she did just about everything she could to try and find you.
You just fucking walked into her shop.
As a bird.
No, she didn't.
As a
walk.
bird.
She hopped into that shop.
Yeah.
Like you and I can talk in private at some point about like growing up. How was the relationship between you and your sisters?
Mhm.
Because you probably have, I don't know, I'd say 3 in
Lots.
total. Potentially a couple older, potentially one more younger. Who knows?
Oh, I'm the oldest.
Oh, that's right. You did say you were the oldest. Yeah, so you probably have a few.
If I have any younger, it's probably because my dad's a hoe.
It's entirely possible.
Given how rare.
In
elder
fact,
children are.
it's honestly, I might adopt the Asm Step philosophy to moon elves.
That's fair.
Because I did find that sort of like familial connection thing to be really interesting, which is that many of them are associated with one father, but that one father is associated with multiple mothers, essentially. And so they are considered that under a clan. So like Alithra and you may not have the same mother, but you had the same father. I don't know if that's the way I want to take that yet, but it is a decent way of consideration.
Yeah, makes
When
sense.
we do that, your dad's a hoe.
Right. Yeah. In that case, that would be how it works. But we can talk about that like in private, so you can go into full details about family history and that sort of thing.
So did I technically get my job done? Because now she knows.
I mean, yeah. Well, no, because
Yeah.
the thing was to get her in contact with her, right?
I think her mother's
No,
the
she
next
just asked
best
for
thing.
information.
She did just ask for information, yeah. So yeah, you did
And
your
you get-
job.
And she got her sister too as a bonus. I say more shit.
That's true.
Bonus. Detriment. We don't know yet.
Bonus.
It's to be determined.
Oh, I guarantee you that Alithra's gonna pop up more in this campaign because you revealed yourself, and she's gonna try everything in her power to make you understand.
That's fine. Just stay away from my daughter.
I
Like,
mean-
it's cool. You're spare
No.
parts.
No,
Lady.
go find the daughter so that you can teleport all 3 of them out of the city and live.
Nah, the
I mean,
silencer
they already
wouldn't do
have a
that.
wizard that
Well,
can do
So the Silencer didn't trust anybody. Silencer trusts Regulus, and that's it.
Yep.
And we haven't
that.
even
Regulus, that's Regulus.
delved into whatever Renbeer are.
Oh, we'll get there. Don't you worry.
Your
There's-
coworkers with benefits.
It's a little bit more than that.
Oh yeah, Regulus didn't press because he was like, "Hey, your history is your history, but I want an idea before this guy shows up on my doorstep."
That's true.
Yeah, I know. That's why she's like, we were comfortable. That's his. He doesn't know. Don't want him to know. That's all you need to know.
Yep. Does anyone else have any more questions? Anything about the world? Anything about any specific section of the city? Any NPC
What's the
information?
next town after this?
The next town after this? So there's probably like a development of not necessarily slums, but small like outskirts outside of Vincula, and then from there you get into excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Jeez, that was disgusting. You'd probably get into like smaller cityscapes. I don't think I have a specific name in mind, but there's probably a few towns in all 3 directions.
Okay.
Because there's 3 gates in and out of the city. There's the dawn and dusk gates, and then there's the zenith gate. So
The Zenith Gate's the one over there by the south wall, isn't it?
No. So the Dusk Gate is the lower section of the city, the Dawn Gate is the upper section, and then the Zenith Gate is right next to the bazaar at the middle point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Campaign.
If no one has
We're
any
starting the next campaign where we're starting as like in this world, but
a long time later.
yeah.
Sure, go ahead. What was your question?
My brain just
It happens.
crashed. It was something to do with like character creation, I think.
Okay.
I know you mentioned building like descendants of our current characters.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that still the plan, or is it like a recommendation, or
Oh, I think it was just an option. You don't have to be.
okay? Because for whatever reason, my brain thought it was mandatory.
No. Oh God, no. There's the entire chance that all 5 of you or all 4 of you have absolutely nothing to do with the events of Vincula, or the nation of Carcer. There's in fact, the availability for that is going to entirely depend on your actions here in the events of the chaining.
That's one of the biggest reasons, like, not biggest, but it's one of the reasons I'm trying to get my family out. Is because I thought,
yeah, no, that is not
if
a
everybody
mandatory
dies,
thing.
You're like, oh, they don't matter. They can die.
Right.
I still want them. See, because I feel like Travis Williams' character from Calamity, where
Yeah.
he's like,
The
I
bird
know-
dad.
The bird
Yeah.
dad,
yeah, I want my family safe.
the Aarakocra with tomahawks.
Yeah, I want to know they're safe before I throw myself at this fight, because if I know they're safe, I know that I can fight as hard as I want without having to worry about anything. And even if I die, I know they're safe.
Yeah, that's where D is too.
Yeah. No, and it's
Which
and
is
it's
kind of
a
funny because they're in the same place, Thromir and D, but they're
Very
they're
opposite
they're at
the
odds.
spectrums of it.
Yeah, it's very true. No, so the next campaign, the big campaign, is what I'm gonna take to calling it for right now. The one that will take you from level 1 to level 20. It's gonna be. Oh god, I can't even consider it right now because I haven't written the world enough to that point. There is so much involved with trying to put together some form of order for what comes next, and it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
But it should be fun. But yeah, so how the events of the chaining relate to the modern day, if we're considering the modern day the big campaign. Your actions in the city on the single day that you have, which is now down to 8 hours. No, it's more like 10,
I mean, if you think of
9
how
hours.
fast, if you think about how fast fights go, like if things start happening in the next 5 minutes,
It's true.
it's gonna happen real fast.
Yeah, you're down to like 8 hours before this day ends. And I told you guys at the beginning of this that the entirety of this this small campaign would take place in the span of a single day. So the state that Vincula ends in when we reach the end of this campaign will be the same state that it is in when we play the big campaign. I can't guarantee what state that will be in because that's up to your actions. But that will be they will be synonymous with each other, even across 800 years. So, does anyone have any more questions? Oh, go ahead.
Is divinity the only way to ascend, or are there other means?
Divinity is the only way to ascend. However, how you obtain divinity can differ. So, if the current mortal god was to perish, that divinity would seek out the most like-minded to that divinity's aspect that it could. So, like, if the mortal god of tempests were to die, that divinity would look for who embodies the most tempestuous spirit in the world, and then it would grant them that power. The usurper guilds are basically fanatics who believe that if they can alter the number of believers in a divinity, they can usurp the high divine, which in this, the high divine are the 14 primary divinities that have mortal gods. So basically, the idea is that if a usurper guild can kill enough believers in the Tempest divinity, then the Tempest divinity will change and a new divinity will take its place. Now, it's only been 200 years. This theory has never been tested. This is just what people believe. Which is why they're considered fanatics and crazy people and terrorists.
Terrorists.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So.
The moment your cause requires the death of hundreds, you're kind of a bad person.
Nah.
Yeah. Or evangelist. One of the two. Pretty sure that's what that means.
Oh.
Fine. Renvir, do you have any questions? You haven't asked me anything.
Just soaking it in.
Soaking it in. Ignoring me, I get it.
Ready to start the apocalypse.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay. Well.
Do you have a bet on who's going to die in the apocalypse?
Do I have a bet on who's gonna die?
Like, if you had to put money on who's going to die first, who would be your guess?
I don't think I could tell you that.
They can.
No.
Do it, coward.
Because I'm not looking at this in terms of who's going to be the first player death, because there's the entire option that all four of you survive this. I'm looking at this at who is the most key player death. And I have an idea for how I want it to happen, or if it should build up to that point, how it happens. But I think if I tell you, it ruins it.
Yeah, no, totally.
So,
as a player, I think Josh will die first.
That's fair. He's the only guy in the group with no magic.
Nope, that's not why he's gonna die first.
I have 4 levels of Bard, thank you.
Oh, you do have 4 levels
Yeah.
of Bard. Excuse me.
No, I don't think magic's the key here, because, hello, anti-magic field, but it's just based on his rolls.
Well, that's rude.
I don't think he's rolled much, has he?
Nobody has. That's the problem with this
He got beat
roleplay
up
heavy.
by invisible shit.
That's the problem with this roleplay heavy campaign, is that you don't really have to roll very often.
In my defense, I couldn't see them. I couldn't interact with them.
Very true.
And they beat my very decently high AC.
They did, yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Sounds like a
not
skill
my
issue, buddy.
fault. It was not my fault.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it sounds like a skill issue. I saw him just fine.
No, there's very
don't
high
have to
potential that
magic.
I die first. My AC is super fucking low.
I don't think so. I think
Uh,
if you play your character
Correctly.
hold on.
I
Okay,
hide like
so
I'm supposed
how about
to.
this? If everyone is playing their characters optimally, I think in terms of what we consider death, Regulus dies.
Damn.
Oof.
If I had to consider, but that's only because Regulus is a barbarian.
Yeah,
Fair.
they are there to
Right.
damage sponge and
Regulus is not afraid to run into a fight, as we've seen.
yeah.
Did we?
I mean, you kind of walked into that with a nonchalant attitude that kind of just screamed, "Please, someone start something."
You're not wrong. His attitude has been like, someone fucking start something.
Right, yeah, exactly. So,
what would Renvir have done if I had taken a shot against Elithra?
oh
I would
snap!
have stopped
Yeah.
all.
You would
I would
all
have stopped everyone. I would have stopped everyone before it turned into a free-for-all brawl.
he would pull out the 4 sets of manacles he has in his back pocket.
I'm not going back. Runs out the door.
No, honestly, with Renvir being a paladin, I have no doubts that he could contend with all 3 of you at the same time. It would be close, I think.
Oh, there wouldn't have been a fight.
Oh, you don't think so?
I would have stopped it before it turned into a melee.
I gotcha. But
I am built to stop fight. I am built to stop as many fights as I win.
gotcha. All right. Well, I haven't stopped yawning for the last 15 minutes.
Yeah, go to sleep.
So, guys, thank you so much for participating with me today. I'm sorry that it wasn't a full session, but we did get a good 2 hours in. And next week, we'll play it by ear of whether or not we'll make up for that next week or not. I don't know yet.
Happy birthday!
It's my birthday. I might do something for stream then. I don't know. My parents also want me to do things like to celebrate, and I don't know. I don't know what I want to do. My mom's like, pick a place to go, and I'm like, decision paralysis. Got him.
Flex.
So we'll figure out something. If not, it will be on the 4th of January when we meet up next, right?
Yeah.
Because we won't be available on the 28th. Plus, it'll be right after Christmas, and I wouldn't want anybody to overstress over after the holidays. So
we can start the year off with an apocalypse. It's fine.
yeah, it's fine. So with that being said, to everyone watching, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. To my incredible players, thank you for putting up with me and my crazy ass antics. And I will catch all of you people later. Everybody say bye.
Bye.
Bye.